Gosh, I got so sidetracked talking about the quest stuff. Um, so I guess it's not that interesting. My story about going through the old Dunmo villages. I just used to kill a lot of low levels. Something that actually was fun that came out of it is a level 80 Death Knight came along one time. This was back in Wrath when 80 was the level cap, and he killed me, but I didn't get upset or salty or anything about it because I was just so intrigued, not only by the Death Knight class, something which I couldn't make at the time, and also had never seen. So that was very interesting to me, and it was so cool. And not only that, but then he was level 80, so he was max level, which was even more interesting to me because back then, even it did become easier in Wrath to level, but it was still much harder than it is now, and I always found max level so interesting to me, so mysterious. Some people who had managed to go through all the leveling content and get to end game, something which I really wanted to do, but I'd never done. So it was a lot of fun, actually getting killed by him, just because I got to see a max level and then also a Death Knight. But what was very interesting about it is I always used to love exploring the world. I used to get tired of leveling due to being so bad at it and it taking so long. So I used to just, as I was a high level, go through the lower level zones. But I used to go to the Alliance zones a lot because I thought it was always fun taunting the Alliance and killing any people that I could and trying to avoid getting killed myself. But the Dark Moon Fair was going on back then, and actually I will continue that thought again. I don't want to just stand here gabbing when I could be questing.
Well met.
I'll turn in quests and talk when I'm actually talk about story stuff when I'm actually leveling. Oh gosh, that's kind of funny. You can dance. We can dance if you want to. We can leave your friends behind. And that's as much as I'll sing of that. Main Bloodhoof, our High Chieftain, once stood on this very spot and watched over this village, named for his tribe. Welcome to Bloodhoof Village, hero. I am glad the spirits have guided you safely. I feel like this guy seems more tough, so I'm trying to give him a tougher voice.
Ancestors watch over you.
Cowgrain, there are many conflicts that wound this land. It is my hope that you will not bear witness to as many of them as our elders have. Yet there is one that I would ask you to seek. It will give you some sense of how terrible. So I thought it was a full stop. If left unchecked, even a small threat can be to this land. Pale-Mane Knolls have settled to the south of Bloodhoof and in a cave to the west. They disrespect our attempts to communicate with them, and they slay the wildlife of Mulgore unbridled. Sorry, I can read that in. Words are no longer the answer, if you get my meaning.
Go in peace.
Okay. I thought he had a...
Peace, friend.
Oh no, it was just
Be
that.
careful.
I'll accept these questions and I'll keep talking. I have the heirloom mount. I'm just not using it because I really hate mounting. I find it so lazy. I prefer to walk and actually experience the land, the stuff, and that's why the one thing I don't like from Catechism is they introduced flying, and I felt that it made it a lot quicker to travel, but it also made it so much more boring. You just fly over zones and don't go to experience them. So that was just a little rant then. Let's keep talking.
Guide you.
Oh gosh, this guy's more spiritual. I've got to try and do a Torreny wise voice. Our sacred wells have been tainted, and I will need your help to fix this. To cleanse each well, I must create a cleansing totem that you must bring to the totem. Then you must bring the totem to the well and perform a cleansing ritual. First, we will create a cleansing totem for the Winterhoof. For the Winterhoof water well. To do this, the land must offer its aid. Hunt prairie wolves for their paws, and adult plainstriders for their talons. They are to the southwest. Return to me with the paws and talons, Cowgrain.
We
I get that whole
again.
the land must end its aid and whatnot, but for people that like the Taurens, for as people, as a race, who seem to be very connected
How may I aid you?
with the land, they don't seem to have a problem with killing any of the wildlife. I mean, just look, this whole tent is like made of kodo hides. Oh gosh, what is this guy? He's a hunter. Oh. I'm gonna try and do like a jokery voice. The swoop is a cunning bird and difficult to find and hunt. A collection of swoop quills is a badge of cleverness and determination for a hunter. He sounds kind of Yodery. If you are willing to take up this task, then enter the plains and hunt the swoop. Bring me their quills and bring honor to your clan. The swoop may be found anywhere in Mulgore, but your eyes must be sharp to spot them, and your hooves must be quick to catch them. Catch them you must.
Farewell.
Oh dear. This whole voice, trying to do voices, is not doing me much flattery. Oh dear. Oh, as I'm walking now, I'll continue my Death Knight story about the Darkmoon Fair. And what I remember very nostalgic about the Darkmoon Fair and involving this Death Knight guy is he had killed me all the way in Dunmoreau. He had killed me outside of the little dwarven starting village, which I talked about. But this was quite a while later. I think it might have even been a few days later. I went to the Darkmoon Fair outside Goldshire, and what was good about the Darkmoon Fair, the old Darkmoon Fair, well, and it still is now, but the area around it used to still be neutral zones. So, what is it? A sanctuary? It used to be a sanctuary, and so I could go there as a horde character, but actually not be threatening to any of the Alliance players there. And I went there just to explore around, because even though it was the Alliance Darkmoon Fair and I was horde, I could still do the attractions, and I found that very, very fun to do. To actually go there as a horde player and then do the Alliance games, and I just found that very fun. What I really enjoyed remembering about it though was, as I was there, this Death Knight guy who had killed me, he was there, and I just thought that was really, really funny that the time that I was there, that I went there and he was there at the same time. And so I waved at him. I did /wave, and he spotted me, and he did /wave back, and it was just fun. It was just a fun little thing that happened. That was a very long story to go on, and it probably wasn't very interesting. I do apologise. I'm already level 6, although leveling actually seems to be going slower, strangely, than I normally remember it to. I mean, I've got the items on. I didn't put any trinkets on. I'll do those afterwards. They're not that necessary now to have them on. Killing the swoops just now is kind of nostalgic to me. I have a lot of nostalgia to Taurens. I could talk about a lot of things about Taurens. I do like them. The nostalgia I have about the swoops is hunters. They didn't used to start. It was a recent. Was it a recent edition or was it in Cataclysm? I can't remember when now. Hunters didn't used to start with a pet. That came later on. You actually had to, as a hunter, start with no pet, and it wasn't until level 10 that you'd get a hunter-specific quest to go out and tame your first pet. And the nostalgia I have for the swoops is that the Tauren one, you'd have to come out and practice to begin with. I believe you had to practice on the swoops. I can't remember if it was actually a swoop you had to tame, or if it was a plain strider. I think it was a swoop, but you had to come out and practice taming on the swoops, because when you tamed a beast, it would start attacking you. You'd get ultimate aggro even if there was a tank, and it used to annoy me so much because I would get about 90% of the way through taming, and then the swoops used to do this. I think they did an interrupt ability, which used to interrupt it. But the other thing was, because this was back when heirlooms were much harder to get a hold of, and I didn't have any heirlooms then because I didn't have a max level. I believe the only place you used to get them was in Dalaran, back in Wrath. And the swoops, I can't remember if it was either they were interrupting me or they were just outright killing me, because the taming took so long, and they did a lot of damage. Swoops do a lot of damage, and definitely did a lot of damage back then. And it just I used to get so impatient with it and so fed up, because I get so close every time to doing it and never actually get it. I think I kept trying different techniques, like placing myself as far away as possible, and also I think I used to get concussive shot back then, at before or around level 10, and I think I did the technique of trying to position myself as far away as possible, and then use concussive shot and then start taming them. I think in the end the only thing I could get to work to actually tame them is to level up past level 10. I think I had to get to level 12, actually get to level 12 before, so that way they couldn't kill me. And that was just fun, having to do all that just to get the first pet, because you had to, I think now I remember, you had to use to practice, and then you'd learn the tame pet ability. You didn't used to just unlock it straight away, because this was back again as well, when you had to actually buy your abilities. They didn't just fly in from the aether and land on your hotbar. You actually had to, once you were high enough level to use them, you used to have to go to your trainer. So if I was a hunter, I'd have to go to a hunter trainer and buy the abilities. And another thing that I remember distinctly about leveling my hunter is actually not being able to afford all of my abilities, and having to decide, like, pick between the abilities that I could afford and decide which one I was going to get. Because the other thing with the old abilities is now abilities just scale automatically to your level, but they didn't used to do that. You actually used to get tiers for each ability, so you get, I'm on my shaman now, so I'd get lightning bolt, and maybe then I'd level up, and a next tier of lightning bolt would unlock, and I'd actually have to buy that to make my lightning bolt more powerful, and that was very hard to decide between whether I wanted a brand new ability, or whether I actually wanted to get an upgrade to an existing one, whether deciding which would do more damage, which would be more useful. So things are a lot easier now, and it is very convenient not having to go out and buy the abilities, and actually not having to worry about funds to get them anymore. But it was fun having to go out and buy them, buy the old abilities. And I remember deciding back in Orgrimmar on my hunter, and the hunter trainer was right next to the spot where you used to be able to break out of Orgrimmar, because this was before flying, and this was the old Orgrimmar. You used to be able to escape from Orgrimmar and actually get underneath it, and the hunter trainer was right next to the spot where you could do that. and I think I had seen a video online of how to do it, and I tried my best back then. But I think this was before they changed the mounts, the level requirement for mounts. I think that came later on during Wrath, when they changed mounts from level 40 and 60 to 20 and 40. So you needed max riding to get out of Orgrimmar, and I didn't have that, and so I couldn't do it, which was upsetting. But I still knew how to do it, and I had seen what it looks like, so that was still fun. Yeah, I kind of detoured away from my hunter story, but the Swoop nostalgia was just the difficulty it was to get to do the quest and actually learning Tame Pet. And I remember loving being a hunter and actually going out and seeing what monsters I would, what animals and whatnot that I would actually want to have as a pet, and then actually having them then as my pet was great fun. Seeing that it was a lot of fun. It's just a lot. I've got a lot of nostalgia to WoW. I have. It's a game that I've played from such a young age and done so much in. It's just a huge part of my life, and although I think, like many people who play WoW, get tired of it eventually, I've never actually hated the game. I think some people with certain games, you will, I don't know, you'll start to, a game that you used to really like, you might suddenly really dislike it and can't believe you used to play it. I don't think that happens very often, but I guess that does happen. But I've never disliked WoW. I've only ever gotten bored of it at times from playing so much, doing everything there is I can think of to do in the world, and not actually want to do anything else, and I just take breaks. These aren't just like short 1 week breaks. These are multiple months worth of breaks. The longest I think I actually stopped playing WoW for was a recent break I took, which was through almost the entirety of Warlords. It was over a year. I found Warlords of Draenor to be great in the beginning when leveling, but it grew stale so quickly, and I got so fed up with it, I stopped playing for the longest I'd ever stopped playing WoW, which was over a year. And even now, I haven't even done most of the Warlords stuff. I haven't done any of the raids. I have done the Raid Finder Archimon fight, and that's it. That's all I've done of the raids. I've done the beginnings of some of the dungeons, like Iron Docks, and then I've not even done Tanaan Jungle yet, apart from one time I did the starting quest for Tanaan Jungle to unlock the shipyard to try and get the Heirloom Ring quest, but I got tired of the shipyard so quickly. Right, for those quests, then I can actually read some more. Oh gosh, I've got to remember the voices. This guy was a more gravelly, hardened voice. Cowgrain, it is good you've taken the task seriously. Respect of the land and its creatures is important. Death and life are a circle, and necessary. I cannot read. Death and life are a circle, a necessity. One cannot exist without the other. Take time to ponder this, and do well to never forget it. I won't forget, don't worry. Until recently, a group of dwarves intruded on our lands to the west, carving the earth apart senselessly to search for treasure. When the very earth itself tore apart, the spirits of the land they had abused rose up and took their revenge. Oh, I remember that. I remember this quest when you actually used to go and attack the dwarves. The agitated earth spirits still roam the former dig site. Cowgrain, we must offer them appeasement. Take this drum with you to the west and play to the spirits. The rhythm may calm their fury and confusion. Yeah, for the most part it does, but It also gets them very angry sometimes. That they're used to now. There's just a load of dwarf corpses there, but you actually have to go kill the dwarves. And I think there used to be a rare elite that could spawn there. There's not anymore, which is a shame. You may have heard of the Venture Company. They are a goblin cartel, something like a tribe. While one of these cartels has joined us in the Horde, the Venture Company is loyal only to greed. These greedy goblins and their workers have tried to exploit the resources of Mogul before, to little success. One of our outrunners, Warren Cloudstalker, has gone to check the remains of one of the goblin caravans. If you wish to help him, follow the road out of the village to the east. It's so much more interesting. This add-on really helps storyline. It's great. It's a great little add-on. It's something I've always wanted to use, and reading the quests is so... What the oh, I've gotten this glitch before. I've never seen it on the chauffeur one, though. Oh, that's so funny. I have gotten that glitch on the actual mechanical chopper mount. You don't see it yourself, but other players do, and it's just this little side code. I guess the chauffeured mount must share a lot of the same code with the sorry, I hiccuped then, with the mechanical chopper, but it's fun to see that glitch still exists in the game even now, and with the chauffeured mount. That is fun. Oh, this guy was more whimsical. Do you have the paws and talons, Cowgrain? I do. You have done well, Cowgrain. I will take these and bind their power into a totem of cleansing. Okay.
May the eternal sun
and healing
shine
surge.
upon
I have crafted the totem to cleanse the Winterhoof water well. Now, you must take it to the well and perform a cleansing ritual. The well is to the southeast, but be warned, whoever did this may still be there, lying in wait. This may prove very dangerous, Cowgrain. Be careful, but do not let the defilers of our well escape. Yep, I accept.
walk with the earth.
And then there's... Oh, this guy had a joking voice. Let's see if I can still do it. I may have changed some of the voices. I apologise if they were... If I have. It's hard to remember them, as I haven't done them enough. Have you... Oh, yeah, I remember this was kind of Yodery. Have you found the Swoops, Cowgrain? Do you have their quills? I think I've slightly changed it. I know that gathering these quills was not an easy task. Cowgrain, in doing this, you prove that you are a shaman of merit. It is good to have you at Bloodhoof Village. I've definitely changed the voice, and I can't remember what I did before. So I think, having done those quests, being level 7 now, I think this is a good spot to leave it. I don't know how long I've recorded for. Oh gosh, I've recorded an hour almost. Oh dear. So stretch. I may cut that up into 2 parts. Just do 2 half-an-hour ones. But I'm gonna leave this recording for now, and I've got some stuff to go do. In the real world, I've done what I wanted. In the Warcraft world, now it's time. Oh gosh, it looks so angry. The new updated character models do look a lot better. I do miss the old ones a little bit, but the new ones, so much higher detail. Oh god, he looks so angry. So thank you anyone who watched. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, and you didn't like this video, well, at least now you know not to watch my videos again, because they're not fun and enjoyable for you. But if you did enjoy, I'm very happy. I'm glad I could entertain you for this short period of time. And I hope it made your day a little bit better, or at least distracted you from anything you had going on. And I hope it was fun. I'm going to do more of this, and I'm going to go through this character. I'm going to level him all the way up to, well, level 100. If I can do it before the 30th, then it will be 100. And if I can't do this before Legion, then it'll be up to 110. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. This is Rouglunge, signing out. Goodbye.